Hi everyone, welcome to Beautiful Life of Chi. Are you aspiring to go study abroad? Or do you know anyone who is planning to go further their education overseas, but they are not sure of where to start from? Well, look no further, because today I'm going to give you an insight of what that journey looked like for me when I was preparing to go study for my master's degree here in the United States of America. I also want you to watch out for my subsequent videos, because I'm still going to treat this same topic but in more details. I have new things that I discovered when I came here that I never considered before coming over here. There are important things that I feel that I can tell you in those coming videos that will help you in order to ask the right questions and know the things that you are supposed to be considering before picking a school, and things that you need to prepare for before coming here. But for today, we're going to stick with my experience so you get a feel of what it looks like and things that you need to get ready in order to embark on your trip. So the first thing that I had on my list that I needed to check off was funding/sponsorship. In my case, I was opportune to have a brother who was more than willing to sponsor me. All he did was to work with his bank and provide me with statements of his account to show that he had enough funds to take care of my stay here in the United States and also to pay for my tuition and every other thing that goes with it. So when I checked that off, the next thing we considered was the school. But I never had to research the school because we already come in agreement that this is the school that I was going to go for. And the reason behind us choosing this school was because we had an uncle who was a professor in this particular school. To his blessed memory, he is no longer with us today, but he was really helpful during that transition. So when it was already established the school that I was going to go for, I went ahead and communicated with them. How I did that was to get on their website and get all the necessary contacts that I'll be needing, the email address and the phone number. And they were also good in responding back. So I inquired from them what I needed to get ready in order to be considered and given admission into their school. I know one of the things they wanted from me was to write a statement of papers. And this is basically to tell them why I chose their school and also what I will be doing with my degrees once I graduate from it. And that was supposed to be 5 pages essay. Another thing they needed me to get ready was my TOEFL. That is an English test that you need to take in order to prove to them that you can read and understand English language, since that's the language you're going to be taught in anyways. Another thing they wanted me to also get ready was my GRE exam. However, they gave me the option of coming in to take it in the school, or I can take it in my country. They needed me to also provide them with my transcript from my undergraduate class. They also wanted me to provide my immunization, different immunizations they needed me to have. I think one of them was hepatitis B and a couple of others. Those things were what I needed to work with when I enrolled for the classes and took my TOEFL. The TOEFL also have a cutoff number that they are requiring from you. I made sure that I got all this ready. I wrote my statement of papers and submitted everything. When I provided all these documents and all the results from this test that I took, it took them like a couple of weeks to work with it. They got back to me and gave me the admission. So when that was already checked off from my list, I went ahead to get ready all the necessary immigration documents. The first document that I know I needed was my international passport. I think it took like a month or a month plus to get that ready. Then I enrolled for my visa interview, F1 visa. I applied for that. I went in the first time and I failed it. The second time I was successful. And when I know that I have all the documents that I needed ready, I went ahead and booked for my flight ticket. The school already communicated to me the date that the school would be reopening. That was what I worked with in booking my flight. I gave myself like a window of a week to be in the United States. When the day came for me to leave my country, I was super excited. The trip was so smooth since I had some time to play with before the school reopens. I visited my family members who were here, and they were the ones that took me shopping and got me the necessary clothing for that particular season, which was fall season. And the day came for me to travel down to the state where the school is located. They took me to the airport, and on arrival, my uncle was already there to pick me up, and we went straight to the school. I was very opportune to have these people in my life because they made that transition very easy. And when we got to school, I checked into my hostel because at that first period, the plan was for me to stay in school until I get used to the system before I can consider living outside the school. So on the very first day of school reopening, I worked with the bursar to make sure that I paid my tuition. I got in contact with the International Student Office, and I was happy that there was such office designated to attend to international students like me, because that is where you go to when you have questions, when you need directions, and they also have other information that guides you all through your years in the school. Then that person that I worked with was my head of department, because he's the one that outlined the courses that I was supposed to be enrolling in that particular section. With all the information gathered, I took off from there and made sure that I enrolled in the right classes and that I got my library card, and of course set up my cafeteria account, because of course I was eating from school at that time. So I got everything going, but my uncle definitely helped immensely, because there are so many things for you to set up for you to have a seamless transition into the school. Things like setting up your social security, getting a phone, and getting a car, getting your driver's license. And on the driver's license, that wasn't an easy call because I didn't know how to drive when I arrived, and you cannot just pick up a car and start getting on the street. So that was the area where I would say that I struggled most, because my uncle had a car, and if I had known how to drive it, and if I had had my driver's license, he was more than willing for me to drive his car. But I didn't have any of those, so I had to walk 100 miles to get from one point A to point B. But overall, it was a good experience. There were still things that I felt that if I had known on time, I could have been able to avoid. And those are the things that I will be discussing in my next video, so that you will have more details and to have a first-hand information on things that you should definitely consider before coming here or to any other country to go further your education. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye.